أحب الله والإسلام والقرآن والجنة، أحب جحافل الإيمان ترفع راية السنة. أحب الله والإسلام والقرآن والجنة، أحب جحافل الإيمان ترفع راية السنة. جدودي للدنا ساروا وللعلياء قد طاروا، جحافلهم كتائبهم على الطغيان قد ثاروا. جدودي للدنا ساروا وللعلياء قد طاروا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له، ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this gathering be among those that Allah descends His tranquility upon, and that His mercy overwhelms us, and that He mentions us to those around Him, the angels, and that the whales in the oceans, the ants in their holes, and the angels make istighfar for us. When you know you got the knowledge, number one, you apply the knowledge, then you got to convey it. And you convey your knowledge. When you have knowledge, you apply it, you teach it. The best way to teach it is by applying your knowledge. The action of one man is more effective and beneficial to 1,000 men than the preaching of 1,000 men to one man. Guiding people by acting and the knowledge that you know is better than you saying it. Many think the only means of da'wah is giving khutab and durus and all that. Acting on it is just as important. Ibn al-Jawzi, Sayyid al-Khatir, page 168, said, I had many shuyukh with different backgrounds and statuses of knowledge. I want you to refer to this when you go home, if you have Sayyid al-Khatir. The most beneficial of them to me in friendship were those who acted on their knowledge. Even though he said, I met those who were more knowledgeable than them. I met ulama in hadith who have memorized great amounts of hadith and great knowledge in the science of hadith, but were tolerant on backbiting. And many times they would even justify backbiting under the pretext of jarh and ta'dil. And they would take, look, he didn't like that. They would take compensation on learning hadith and teaching. You want to learn? Got to pay up $100, $150. They used to give prompt answers to avoid breaking their prestige, even though they weren't sure of matters. They wanted to answer everything. I met Abdul Wahhab al-Anmati, and he was on the path of the Salaf. You would never ever hear him backbiting in public or private settings. Nor did he accept, look at that. He said never accepted money. He liked the shuyukh that they didn't accept money for teaching. When I used to recite some hadith to him, he would continuously cry. He would cry, and when I was a kid, it had its effect. It penetrated my heart when I was learning from him. He used to be like the mashayikh, like those you would only hear or read about in the books of the Salaf, like the Sahaba. I met Abu Mansur al-Jawaliqi, very silent man, rigorous, and very, very deep into the knowledge, and very thorough. It would happen that he would be asked about a matter that young kids in his halaqah would think they know the answer, yet he would refuse and back away from answering until he confirms his answer. He used to continuously fast and always be silent, unless he's teaching, unless he's doing something righteous. I benefited from learning from these two more than many of my other shuyukh, he's saying. Out of the hundreds of the mashayikh you had, out of those you say you had many hundreds of mashayikh, he chose these two because they were the most, and actually many don't know them because they're not popular. He chose these two because they applied, they had an effect on him in his personal life because he's seen how they applied it. I also learned that guiding people by your action is better than guiding them by his saying. This is the conclusion he came out with it. I seen shuyukh who in their private times had jokes and leisure time spent that took them out of the hearts of many and shattered what they knew of knowledge. Wallahi, golden words. Wallahi, they are golden words. He goes on to say, not many benefited from them in their lives, and they were forgotten after their death. It's rare anyone would ever open their books after their death. Then he goes on to say, Allah, 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 in applying your knowledge. He is truly poor and unfortunate who goes on in life not applying what he learned. Allah, 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 in applying your knowledge. He missed the pleasure of this life by not applying, because it's a pleasure in this life we mentioned. And he missed the reward of the life after. He meets Allah bankrupt with plenty of proof against him. That was the words of Ibn al-Jawzi in Sayd al-Khatir, page 168, referred to. It basically sums up all our halaqah today. You have 3 hurdles before you. You have knowledge that you need to attain. You have the hurdle, the wave of applying it. You have the hurdle or wave of being sincere in your knowledge. Al-Fudayl ibn Iyad, rahimahullah, said in Iqtida al-Ilm wal-Amal, he said, a person who has knowledge remains ignorant in what he knows until he acts upon it. If he acts upon what he knows, then he's considered alim. Some of the Salaf used to travel to ulama not to learn from their knowledge, but rather see how they applied their knowledge and see the effect of the knowledge upon them.